Lol that PM. Anyways, guys, what's going on? It's the Big Dig here. So today, I'm going to kind of discuss the polls that have been released by Jagex. Yesterday, I'm going to upload this video tomorrow. I'm kind of recording at nighttime, so probably be up on the 22nd of November, which should be right now for you guys. But yeah, they basically have releases. It has a lot. It goes up to 25 questions. I've already voted once on my on this account here. I'm just gonna kind of go. I'm just gonna like skim through it with you guys on this account. So anyways, let's begin. By the way, this is mostly polls for Slayer. I guess kind of Christmas as well, it says right there. But yeah, I'm very surprised by some of these Slayer updates. Actually, some of these things in here, I kind of wish like EOC kind of had. There's a few things here. I think it was somewhere down here. But it'd be really nice to also have like on EOC. Now the first one, obviously, and by the way, all the ratings for this is like 90% to like 10%. But I just want to see how high we can get it because I'm sure most of you guys that watch my videos would also love to see Slayer updates. But just tell you guys the polls are out. So definitely go vote so Jax knows that we really fucking want these updates. So the first one is, shall we include the point system for from the Smoke and Kills quest? I'm not sure if they're basically saying that Smoke and Kills quest is going to come out in order to get the Slayer helmet. I guess that's actually what it's going to be. So we might have to do Smoke and Kills quest, which from what I remember was actually kind of a fun quest. We fight the thing at the ending, I think it was. I forget exactly, but yeah. Now this is one question that's been kind of, oh, don't tell me you just broke my axe, you motherfucker. I lose XP making videos, don't I? Fuck me in the ass. Are you serious, man? Oh, good fight. It's always good to have a backup axe, wherever it is. Come on. There it is. There's a backup. Just in case. Okay, so once I get back, I'll continue making the video. Now, I will say the next post, question number 2, is shall we introduce co-op Slayer system so you can slay with friends? So I'm not too sure if too many people that had not played like that on the original RuneScape game. But basically what that co-op Slayer is, it's not exactly what you think it is. It's not overpowered experience. I think the only thing you can possibly take advantage of for co-op Slayer is you could probably farm Slayer points. I believe you get the same amount of Slayer points you normally would get, if it was supposed to be there. But basically, the task is just 2 times faster. But the Slayer experience is 2 times. Well, it's not 2 times slower. It's just that a good Slayer task is basically a waste if you want to do co-op Slayer. I never done co-op Slayer basically, and my friends have done it. I think it's just a complete waste of time. You have to look for a friend with the same Slayer task as you or some shit like that. It doesn't really change the game at all. I've noticed that it was kind of below. I think it's like 60% right now. But this does not do anything, guys. All it is possible you can farm points, which I don't think even with Slayer points right now, they have it so you can buy things like Slayer Dart spell. As you guys know, Blood Runes, or not Blood Runes, Death Runes and Mind Runes. There's a lot of them that come from the Slayer points. I think I have like over like 500,000 Death Runes or some shit banked on my RuneScape 3 account. Because I have like 15,000 Slayer points or some shit. So, yeah, that could bring in a lot of blood or death runes, I mean. And, yeah, hopefully it doesn't come. I don't really want that to come. I guess you can make money from that, but it does ruin the price a little bit of the death runes. So, for this, I don't really care what you vote. I just voted yes. I'll vote no this time just to balance it out. I don't really care. But, yeah, that's not going to really affect anything. I think people are kind of a little bit, wondering what the hell that it really is. So should we introduce a new Slayer master similar to Samana, which is the one that is in the desert, which is from the Smoke and Kills quest? I don't really see why not. Right now, I see the Slayer master that we have still assigns as Pyre Fiends, and just really, really newbie task. Even what's those thing called? They're in the Karamja. Those, you need a light thing in your hand. I forget what they're called. But it's those swarm things. Yeah, those things, even those get assigned to me, I think, at the highest level Slayer Master. And, you know, the highest level Slayer Master right now is like level 50, which is pretty fucking low compared to level 99, obviously. So, yeah, I don't really mind an update. Now, keep in mind, I want you guys to always keep in mind, in order for a game to continue progressing and continue having players, you have to update it. Now, unfortunately, with a game like RuneScape, it normally does mean it's going to become a little bit easier. It's just don't take big steps like, you know, rune spin versus regular rune crafting. Huge difference, a lot more AFK. That's a big difference. Like this isn't too much of a difference. It's going to make it faster and more convenient, yes, but I mean, I'm for it, and I have like 14 million Slayer experience in total on this game. Actually, maybe more than that. I have 95 and 6.7 mil. I think 95 is like 8 point something million. So I think I have like 15 or 16 mil Slayer experience on this game in total, and I would definitely be for these updates. But so I'm going to vote yes to that, obviously, because it is kind of weird to have a 50 Slayer Master, the best Master there is. Should we reintroduce Leaf Bladed Sword Drops? Obviously, that's good because everyone skips Kurosk and Turos right now. If this came out, I think it might actually almost be worth doing that Slayer task. It kind of depends on how good it is. But it's actually not too bad of a task, I think, if you have that with a Rune Defender and you're using Piety, I guess. It might be an okay task. Maybe Turas and Kuros might not be a skip task anymore. I'll definitely tell you guys the experience once that does come out. I'll definitely do it like once or twice just to see the XP rates. But keep in mind, XP rates should be going up a little bit because of the new Slayer task that we should be getting as well. Should we introduce broad tips to the game, broad tip bolts, that is? This, I've said before, is a great money sink in a way because you have to buy it from the store for 50 each. I think it goes up to 60 each, which is, I mean, technically it's a good money sink. If you want to buy 3,000, which I think is a limit normally per day, then that's like 150k out of the game from just one person. Now, this will make things like Mithril bolts crash, and anything below that, basically. But yeah, that to me is kind of debatable. I don't really care. I don't really ever plan on using broad bolts, but I would say yeah, because there's a lot of people that are kind of poorish and they don't even want to train range with chinning. So the next step is probably using broad bolts. So I'm going to say the yes for the lower levels. I don't want to spend too much money. I'm okay with that. I really don't care. We're going to be reintroducing Slayer Ring to be bought using Slayer points. Obviously, that just makes it so much better. Introduce broad arrowheads. Now, this is something that for some reason I saw not too great. Broad arrowheads, yes, it does. It is fast fletching experience per hour, very, very fast. But it's also a huge amount of money compared to making something like U-longs and magic longs. I think the fletching experience an hour, unless this game is slower for some reason. I know crafting like gems on this game is a little bit slower than it is on EOC. But like right now on EOC, broad arrows, this is some bad mouse keying. Broad arrows is about 550k an hour, I think, on EOC right now. So maybe on this game it'll be around there as well. Although it's not exactly the same because you can just click on, whenever you do on EOC, you just click once and it does them all. Like it does a set of 10. On this game, you have to right click and select all. So that might be a little bit slower, but yeah, to me that is no problem because if you want to have faster fletching experience per hour, go right ahead. It's going to cost you about 70 mil for 99 fletching, just so you know. So if you want to do this, go right ahead. It's going to take a lot of arrow shafts out of the game, or headless arrows, I mean, and it's going to take a lot of money out of the game because you got to buy the broad arrow tip heads from the store, which is 50 each. So, I mean, that's a really good money sink in my opinion. And yeah, it's literally like 40 mil GP gone out of the game for one person to get 99 fletching with this method. So that's good to me. If you want to go ahead and do that, go right ahead. But to me, that's a good thing. I'm never, like if I was going for 200 fletching, I wouldn't even think about doing this on 07. It's way too expensive. It would cost like 900 mil for 200 mil fletching, which is like 9 bill on EOC. Yeah, who the hell wants to spend 9 bill on fucking fletching? So yeah, that to me is just a great money sink. If anyone wants to, if any rich person wants to do that, go right ahead. Should we introduce the option to buy the ability to construct a Slayer helm? I thought this would have been like 100% for sure thing. Obviously, yes, this is like the main point of this up. If the Slayer helmet is introduced, should we allow it to be imbued with the Black Mass via Nightmare Zone? That's technically a Slayer helm, like a full Slayer helm. As you guys know, it has a Hex Crest and the Focus, was it called? Focus Sight, something like that. So it's basically like a full Slayer helm if you can enchant it. Obviously, I'm going to say yes for this, and hopefully they make it where if you already have an enchanted Black Mask, you can just add it on. It'll automatically be enchanted. Hopefully you don't have to use a brand new mask on it or unenchant yours, whatever, and then get more points and re-enchant it. So hopefully they work that out, but yeah, definitely, of course. If the Slayer helmet is introduced, should we allow you to add Slayer gem to it? So basically, you won't need to have... Well, I mean, I think you're still going to have a Slayer ring in your inventory, so that's not really going to affect anything from you, but of course, why? I mean, I'm going to always have a Slayer ring in my inventory just so I can teleport around with it. It's just like people have, like, the Lunar Staff in their inventory or the other staff, the Dreaming Staff. It's just kind of convenient just to keep in your inventory if you don't really need the space that much. Should we introduce a new Slayer dungeon? And yeah, basically, which you can only attack. So basically, just like the Cyrodiil dungeon on EOC. I think that's great. I hate having to deal with people that just camp monsters. Not too much of it on 07 right now, besides the Abyssal Demons, but that's kind of dying off because of Galwar's dungeon. So not a big deal, but yeah, I definitely like the idea of things like that only being able to be dropped by things like that. But I'm not. Sorry, I just kind of lost track there. I was gonna add this in there. You guys all know how Staff of Light came into the game for RuneScape 3 or RuneScape whatever EOC. You can only get it through a Slayer task, right? I mean, you had to have Ice Strike for a Slayer task, level 93 Slayer, and you get it as a drop. But you cannot camp them. I think that was an awesome idea. I don't know if you guys remember what the price of the Staff of Light went to, but I remember selling one for 21 mil max GE, which was that's back when there was no free trade, obviously. And yeah, it only went up to 21 mil because a lot of people wanted it. It was really good. and you cannot camp it. I love the idea of those type of things. I think it's awesome. It keeps the price of it really high, obviously, for a very long time, and it makes Slayer that much better of a skill because it's actually profitable. So if they could do more things like that, that'd be awesome. But that I'm definitely going to say yes to because I hate people that just camp things. You're trying to do Slayer. It's kind of just inconvenient for both people. Should we introduce 2 new Slayer monsters, which could be attacked if you have Slayer level 80 plus? I'm thinking Whip Vines might come back in. I don't really know, but they're obviously going to think about those 2 monsters, and they're probably going to have a pull for it as well, just so people will know exactly what's happening. So I'm going to agree with that. Obviously, there's not that many Slayer monsters that you can really do. From like level 75 to like level 99, it's like 2 or no, it's like 3. There's gargoyles, necroils, I guess spiritual mages is what counts. Abyssal demons, and then the black demon. Or no, the dark beast. I always call it dark beast, black demons. I don't know why. If we introduce 2 new Slayer monsters, should we introduce 2 new boss variants of Slayer monsters? Yeah. Now this one's kind of tricky if you guys want to know. Question number 14. Should we introduce time trial Slayer mode, which will reward players with additional Slayer experience if they complete their tasks within basically a set amount of time? Meaning if you use a piety for your Slayer task, you're going to probably always get this bonus experience. To me, I'm going to possibly vote no for this. I think the first time I just voted yes. Because, I don't really care too much about it. I'll always probably get the bonus Slayer experience unless Jax goes fucking ham on that shit and makes it, like, fucking impossible to do. I gotta pause this video and do warbands so I'm gonna continue this in like 2 minutes. Okay, so as I was saying, yeah, for this is kind of iffy, and that might just boost us. That's probably just not needed, so I'm gonna vote no for it, just because it's not really needed, and you don't want to. If you can try to not make the experience too crazy, that's a good thing. This is just gonna boost it by a little bit too much. I'd prefer things like a fire, like having Jad for a Slayer task. Probably a good Slayer experience, and it's also a nice little tricky task. If you die, it's obviously shit. I prefer that over something like this, just because this is like almost like 100% faster Slayer experience. With getting Jazz a Slayer task, obviously, you can die, things like that. And, it's kind of just spreads content out a little bit. This is just kind of it's a really cool idea, though. I think something like this would be awesome for EOC, because, people already fucking know EOC XP rates are going to be crazy in the future, and they are right now. So if it goes to like about 100k Slayer experience an hour to like 120k, that wouldn't be too much of a big deal. 110k an hour, people wouldn't bitch too much about that. But on 07, trying to keep it a little bit easier for now. Now something like this is pretty awesome. Would you like to see how many of each Slayer monster you have killed? Hopefully that means that how many you have killed that are on Slayer tasks, because then obviously people that like camp Abyssal demons will have like a really weird fucking number. And here's one basically: should your character automatically kill gargoyles, rock slugs, if you have this stuff in your inventory? I would definitely say they should sell this for money, right here. Not real life money, just fucking RuneScape coins. Like, this should be sold for like 500k, I think, in my opinion. Basically where you unlock the ability to not have to use a rock camera on a gargoyle anymore. I bet you 100 billion people would be willing to pay 500k for that. We don't have that many players, but you know what I mean, right? So I think, yeah, that's obviously a great idea, but they could definitely have a little money sink in there if they wanted to. Anybody would pay 500k just to have that. Now this one I thought was very interesting. Should you be able to buy an increased amount of monsters of a task you have received? So basically, if you love the task, you can buy as many as you buy, like the maximum amount. And if you don't like the task, obviously you wouldn't do this. I think that's pretty sweet. Obviously, it's going to make the experience a little bit higher because you get a task that you like, which is probably going to be a good experience at this point. And then you get a lot more than that, depending on how many Slayer points it costs. I would like it, I guess, but then again, unnecessary XP boost per hour. But I do like that idea. Once again, I think this would be great for EOC at least. For 07, yeah, I'm kind of iffy about it. It's nice, of course. I'm just going to vote yes, though, just because that's a lot more fun. But maybe I should vote no, because it's kind of exactly the same as the other one. Okay, I'm going to vote no. Should we? Okay, now I think the rest might be Christmas. So should we introduce 2006 Christmas event? The rewards, this will be rainbow and black party hats. If you guys have seen Mod Reach stream, he's already shown them. They're pretty sweet, of course, why not? Should we introduce a high-risk PvP world where you cannot protect item, basically? Protect item. Not all players, just protect item is disabled. Yeah, why not? I don't really see any reason why not. Should POH player-owned houses increase burners be relit before they run out, resetting their timer? Yep. Should we add a color highlight to the charge spells, start/stop messages? Oh, okay, so it's basically when you guys do DKs and you get the charge spell, level 80 magic requirement. You don't really know when the hell it actually runs out, so yeah, that'll be a little bit of a help. kind of like an overload message when your overloads run out, things like that. Should we include digit grouping and commas for your XP pop-ups? I'm thinking for XP pop-ups, they're talking about when you look at your skill. Like, are they planning on bringing out like XP drops? Like, right now Orion Klein has XP drops like that. I think they're just talking about the actual skills. If you put your mouse over the skill, it'll show the experience. So yeah, that makes it a little more clear in my opinion. So I definitely like this. Is taking way longer than I thought. I'm losing my voice. Should a log of every fairing be added to allow the dials to be turned both directions? Oh my god, finally. I fucking hate doing my the fairings, and I'm just sitting here clicking one when I could be clicking all three at the same time, basically. So that one definitely yes. Should God Wars pets be added? This is something that I kind of wish I said this at the start of the video, but a lot of EOC players would love to have these into the game. I kind of wish they do bring them to EOC as well. But a lot of EOC players are going to the polls and voting no on this because just straight up they're jealous that they don't have this. I think they could easily bring it to EOC. I don't really see why they couldn't. But the pets do look very awesome, and it's kind of a big change, I guess you can say. You got familiars now following you on old school. But I mean, they're going to be super rare apparently. So I'm just going to say yes because they actually look pretty cool. They put a lot of time into it. So I'm going to say yeah, I guess. And last but not least, should we add bank chests to the respawn locations on PvP World to stop players from teleblocking you from getting your fire capes and all that kind of stuff back? Of course, why not? That's going to be my vote. I'll just quickly just skip through the results for you guys. So basically, yeah, right here, the Slayer one with your friends, obviously not doing too well. I mean, it's probably too late by the time I actually release this. It's already got like 9,000 votes. I don't know if people really understood what the hell it actually meant. But yeah, not a big deal to me at all. Everything else seems to be pretty damn slick. I mean, everything's way above the passing ratio. This one's kind of iffy about it. I'm not really sure exactly why, but okay. Everything else seems to be... Okay, this one is the only one that's so far failing. Should we introduce time? Yeah, that's the one that's going to boost experience by a little bit, so not really needed. 20% increase. Yeah, this is the one where you can buy your increasement in Slayer points or increasement in Slayer tasks. So that's, you know, kind of iffy as well. This is the next one. I don't know why this one would be no. But okay, sure. I don't know. That's not really my shit. I'm not a PKer. Everything else is doing amazing, but the this one right here, ultra rare drop from God Wars. Those are all EOC players guaranteed. But anyways, that is the video for today, guys. I'm probably like logged out on all my accounts. It's just the Alkan. Huh? They're probably doing the quest or such. But anyways, I will see you guys next video. I gotta go off and do my warbands now. It starts in 4 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys go and vote. This is 20 fucking minutes. Holy shit. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next video. And by the way, I am working on my skills right now. You guys will see a lot of progress in a few days. I hope you guys enjoyed the long video. And as always, if you like the whole damn video, enjoy it and like it. And give me a big dick favorite. Yeah, I never asked for a favorite, but okay, give it a favorite.